Hi, Ryan.
How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Sapo All Stars. I'm your co-host Tobias here with Eliza. What's up, Eliza?
Hi,
Today our guest is Ryan. Sir, want to introduce yourself to the peoples?
My name's Ryan, or RyGuyDaKid as an artist.
Okay. So tell your story, sir. I mean, what do you do?
So I've been writing basically my whole life. I've kind of always been good at writing, and then I started like writing songs or whatever, probably around like 15, and then I started maybe recording. I'm 29 now, so I started recording maybe like 10 years ago. I
Okay.
think first time I got in the studio, I was 19, and then as time has progressed, I've progressed on like trying to figure out like different ways of like how to make it better, different engineers, different producers, just trying different things and just perfecting the craft, really.
Okay.
So,
Ryan, where are you like originally from? Where were you born?
Natick technically, but I lived in Framingham basically my whole life. Framingham, Mass.
Okay, so you're from the Massachusetts area.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What was the first song you ever recorded?
First song I ever recorded. I never actually released it. It's actually still sitting on my Google Drive, but it's this song called Numb. Quality wise, like, because like I said, back in those times, like I kind of just got shit done. I didn't really like how do I explain it? Like I didn't really have like the best producers and engineers, I guess. I don't want to like say anything back, but they were all young too, you know what I mean? So we've all pretty much progressed since then. But like the song is so much like outdated compared to all my newer stuff.
When you first started, Ryan, like what made you like kind of like wanna like get into music? Like what were you like as a kid? Were you like a kid that was focused in school or were you kind of like running the streets? What was it like?
Um I never really was good at school. Um I didn't really like school. I never did my homework. I always got in trouble. I always got suspended. Um, and then I pretty much got like kicked out of my house a lot. So I was pretty much in the streets for a while. And as far as like rapping or whatever, like I could never really afford it, like the studio time and all that stuff. But then like once I started working, I think I got my first job. I think I was like 16, 17, but I was like selling shit at the same time too, so I was just really focused on trying to get my money up so I can get in the studio to begin with. And then that's pretty much like how it happened. When I turned 18, I got like this real like it was like a legitimate job, paid pretty good. So then I started getting into like drinking a lot and then getting in a lot of trouble. And then yeah, I was off and on with music, but like I don't know, I was confident about it at times. I lose my confidence, and then you know what I mean. And I just kept getting in trouble and just kept getting fucked up. Really.
When
Um,
you get in trouble, what type of trouble did you get into?
Well, I got my first case when I was 13. I got caught selling coke at school, which is pretty
At
young. I
school
feel
at
like,
13.
yeah.
Damn.
And it's funny because they asked me, they were like, "What were you trying to even get this money for?" And I told them I was like, "I just wanted some stew time." Like, so it goes kind of way back. Um, and then
what was the like the penalty for that at 13? Like were you expelled or
so I got suspended for just 10 days, but I got in trouble with the law. Like I did get charged for it. I did have to go to like court for it, but I never got locked up for it. I kind
mm,
of stayed out of trouble long enough to not like violate. So I never got locked up for it.
mm. And that was at 13. What was your next incident or kind of situation with the law after that? Or you said you kind of stayed on the right path for how long?
Well, so I never got in like major trouble, like no crazy felonies, but I would get like trespassing charges here and there or possession of dangerous weapon. I got in trouble for one of those, which I ended up violating my probation at one point because of it. But like dude, I never really got locked up because once like the consequences kind of like hit me, I just stayed off the radar for a while until I got off. But I mean, looking back, I was probably on probation for like a majority of my life.
Mm.
So I mean, since 13, I mean, I'm 29 now, and I've pretty much, I mean, I've been on probation. Actually, I'm technically on it now because I got an OUI. So, and that was my second one. I beat that case though, but the first one was I was 19 for that. So that was pretty bad too.
So like off and on.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I get in some shit, and then I'd stay out of trouble long enough to like get out of the shit, kind of.
Mm.
You know.
And so why do you think that you kept like going back in after staying off for so long and then finding your way back into like these situations?
So I was a party animal. I all I wanted to do was just like I would experiment with different drugs. I would drink, definitely drink all the time, you know. But I never really got like addicted to drugs really. Like if anything, I probably sold it more than I did it. And basically it'd be like coke and lean. I used to have a lot of that stuff hanging around, so but I would do it, but I never really got into it. Drinking was probably what caused me the most trouble because
Mm.
I would just get so drunk. I didn't care about nothing then. Like between like 18 and 21, I was probably like at my worst. Like
Mm.
I didn't care about nothing. I had like no conscience. I didn't care about anything.
Why do you think that is?
I would I would assume maybe I was just mad or like I just got what I wanted that way. Like I didn't have to ask what I wanted. I just took it. I just did what I wanted. Didn't care. I didn't listen to nobody. I didn't care for nobody's advice. Like I just didn't care about anything. And then one of my cousins, he's basically like a brother. We were tight like this since diapers, you know. And then he died 5 years ago. So that's pretty much right around where I started to like really start changing my life. I
Mm.
changed it all around. So
So
I was
that's
going
big.
to ask when was the point that you decided to change it around?
um well when my cousin passed away, that's pretty much the turning point because I mean, at first I was going off the deep end because, like I said, we were so close. I couldn't even believe it. So I even drank harder. Like, I went crazy for a couple weeks, and I started thinking, like, you know, he probably wouldn't want me to be this way. You know what I mean? Like, I should be thankful that I'm still alive. You know, and like if he was still here, he'd probably smack the shit out of me for crying. You know what I mean? Like, and for being like a little bitch about it. Like, he would definitely check me for it. So it's just like I don't know. I just manned up. I just changed my whole life around, basically. You know?
And so you began to focus more on the music again.
Yeah, yeah. I started getting real, like deeper, a lot deeper. I had a lot of pain, a lot of shit to write about. You know, a lot of things to talk about. And I mean, people tell me like I'm pretty articulate. You know, so like I utilize a lot of those skills on paper, or I mean, I type it on my phone, but yeah, I utilize a lot of those skills.
So what artist would you compare yourself to, or what artist is or are your inspirations now?
I mean, Lil Wayne's always been my inspiration. I've always loved listening to Lil Wayne. I go way back with him, but as far as like now, like I don't really compare myself to anybody. I feel like I'm different, but I feel like a lot of people compare me to like they'll say I have like a Jack Harlow type of flow, you know, or like I've had people tell me like I got bars like Papoose. So it's just I've heard all different types of things, you know. Um, I've heard G-Eazy. I've gotten that one before.
Mm. What is the hardest part for you in trying to do music?
Probably promotion and marketing. It's like a money pit. That's probably the hardest part. I've pretty much, I mean, I've even built like, or not built, but I put together a little studio myself so I can just record shit on my own. And then so I basically cut that part out of the whole deal. So now all I gotta do is just send it to engineers and just pay them to just doctor it up, so I can just release it. So I figured if I had something in my apartment where, I can just do certain shit on my own, then I can have it exactly the way I want it, and like I don't have to worry about spending this extra money on recording it and traveling and all that other stuff. And it's also more like this is where I live, so
Mm.
it's more comfortable that way.
Does the music keep you away from, like, how are you with the drinking now? Because I know you said that probably was your biggest kind of like crutch.
I still drink. I cut it out on weekdays or on work nights. I get up early, so I can't really be drinking and then because I'll still be fucked up in the morning. I can't do that. I've done it a couple times already, but I hate it. It's a miserable day. And that's just enough for me to be like, I'm good. And then even some Friday nights, like people go out and whatever, and like I'll be like, I'll just stay in. I'll go play Xbox, smoke some weed, whatever, you know. And then but it's like it's either Friday or Saturday. I will go out. I'll have drinks or I'll have drinks at my apartment. You know, there's a that's like across the street. They got pool tables there, so I'll go. I'll grab a few beers. I'll shoot some pool, and I'll just come home. So I don't really have to do anything to get in trouble. I don't have to travel nowhere. I don't have to, drink and drive or anything like that. So, and I don't really be getting in trouble. I'm not as rambunctious as I used to be, and I definitely have a lot more to lose nowadays.
Hmm.
So, do you do a lot of shows or?
No, I'm trying to. That I just had that one show I did. What was it? The end of November,
Hmm.
Plaza. Yeah, that was
Unstoppable All Stars.
yeah. Was that yeah? It was lit though.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was probably the last time. I keep talking to your brother about if he's gonna do another one or not. But
Yeah.
that's like the next hope. I mean, I downloaded that Peerspace app and I was trying to get him hip to it because you could find places anywhere that you can
Yeah.
just rent out.
Yeah, definitely the next one, definitely early spring. So get your songs ready.
They're ready. I keep pumping them out. I've been releasing probably once every 2 weeks.
When you create, now that you have a studio at home, like how long does it take for you to like say create a song?
I mean, I just got it together, so I haven't even really got into it yet. Um, I mean, I'm having MacBook problems, um, but so trying to think. It don't take me long to write it all. Once I get something down, like I'll think of words, I'll think of something to say, and I'll jot it down like throughout the day, and then I just build from there. And then sometimes, like if I'm listening to a beat, I'll be like, all right, I'm creating this. Like I'll just start it from scratch, and then I'll listen to a beat, and then I'll start writing to it. And once I get a few things down, then I just build from there. And I do it while the beat's playing, and then I'm constantly doing it over and over and over and over again. And then maybe about an hour. I've done songs in an hour. I've done songs that take me a couple days. But once I get to the recording process, I could probably get. Well, I had a 2 hour session in January, and I did two full songs, and then I did three because I had three features coming up. So I did three verses. So I was able to get all of that done. That's basically, if you think about it, that's like six songs. You know, I'm just
And
waiting
for
on the
like
other guys to complete.
and for like people who may not know or who are just being like introduced to you, what genre of music is your music?
I'd say hip hop, rap. I tell most people hip hop, but I mean, I try to. A lot of people be like, "Oh, you're a rapper," like you're a rapper, and it's just like, well, yeah, but I'm an artist. So
Mm-hmm.
I really strive more towards like that type of wording, like when I talk to people about it.
So, where's most of your music located?
They're on all the platforms. I mean, I think I have about I had about 17 singles, and then I just released the EP, my first EP like 2, 3 weeks ago. And they're all on Spotify, Apple, like you can find them pretty much everywhere, Deezer, iHeartRadio. And I think
Mhm.
I haven't checked it out in a little bit, but I did apply to get into Title. I think it was Title, or no, Rock Nation, that's what it was.
Mm.
Because they have a distribution platform that I was trying to get into. Because I feel like I use DistroKid as a platform, but I don't know. I feel like some of the numbers are a little, they're not always updated, I don't think. Because well, when I had like 10 songs, and I introduced you to Jay Biz, I have a song with him. He features in one of them, and then when he went big in Africa, like South Africa or something, he kind of like got some numbers, and I saw a spike in my numbers too because obviously I have a song with him,
Mm.
and I didn't those I probably got more views from that than I had on one of my tracks that had like maybe 5,000 views, and that was my third or fourth song.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, I seen Juice like skyrocket, and that was already out for 2 years before Jay Biz even started blowing up a little bit.
Yeah.
So
So talk about, since you mentioned that, talk about like maybe, I guess, for people trying to do also what you're doing, maybe like the patience that you have to have in terms of doing music, because you just mentioned like a song that literally 2 years later, it, took its jump or kind of took off. What is it like for you just creating, and still having to wait for that opportunity?
the creation part is the best part. It's the fun part. That's not really work to me. Like I do it for fun. I'll do it all day. I'll do it at work. Like I'm always writing, always thinking of something. I'm always just trying to create. That creative process is I enjoy it, and I feel like you really gotta love it. You really gotta love this shit because sometimes it pisses me off. Like it's just like promotion is such like a difficult task to really understand because I mean, you got to have bread. Like if you don't got money, then it's gonna be tough. Yeah, and there's no way you're just gonna drop a song. It's just gonna blow up. I don't really care how many people you know. Maybe your connections. You might have connections in certain areas that can help you get ahead, but it's unless you got money for marketing yourself as a brand and all types of stuff. Like I tried to basically like make a net, you know what I mean, of like how many things can I do to make sure I'm just in these people's faces all the time. Like how do I do this? So I opened up like 5 stores, right? I went on Shopify. I mean simple stuff, nothing too crazy right now. It just says my name on t-shirts and whatever. And then people can just order them. You drop links, you know what I mean? So that's like one way I try to promote myself to kind of help. And then you get a few bucks out of it. And then like Instagram is the biggest killer, I feel like, because like you can post every day and a lot of people look at your profile, but you get like bombarded by all like these people like, oh, I'll put you on my page, I'll put you on my page. So it's better to like kind of be smart with the money too, because you can't just start throwing it at people on the internet and expecting all these good things to happen. It's not that easy.
Mhm.
and
Mm.
then and then there's certain websites that you use that could help you boost your views and whatever because they'll put you on playlists and things like that, but like sometimes that's not even worth it either. So it's a very frustrating process, but if you love it, then you're good, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it gets me mad, but that's what the creative process is all about. It smooths that part out because that's the fun part.
Mhm. What are you hoping for in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, so I started a business or I took an LLC out and I want to start a music business. I want to be able to like do all that I mentioned. I want to be able to help promote and market people once I get up to that level of where I'm trying to get at. Um and next 5 years, like I plan on expanding that business and making it bigger, and then eventually not even have to work. You know what I mean? That'd be nice. I could literally live my life doing my dream, basically. As long as it's got something to do with music, I'll be fine.
Mm.
So
Right. If people are like interested in listening to your music and following you to like find out more about you, like where can they go to do that?
I mean, um, you mean like platform wise or
Yeah.
so like I've been on Instagram pretty well. I don't use Facebook too much. I don't really use Twitter or X, whatever it's called. Um, I just got a Threads account, so I just made that. But I'm big on Instagram, and to listen to it, probably Spotify and Apple. Those are probably the two best ways to get me.
Under the name Rye Guy.
Yeah, because you could probably search it. Those are more. I mean, Spotify does stream, but Apple Music you can pretty much choose if I'm not mistaken what you want
Mhm.
to listen to. So
Cool.
Well, we appreciate you, Ryan, for joining us.
thank
We
you.
thank you for like sharing your story. We here at Unstoppable All Stars, we love to give people, the opportunity to be truthful and share their experiences, good or bad. And we hope that definitely in the future, when more music comes out, you let us know, and we'll definitely get you back so we can kind of share that with everyone, all the listeners, all the people watching. So I
Yeah,
hope people go check out Ryan, Rye Guy, the kid. Make sure you search him, look him up, check out his music.
appreciate that.
Thanks for being board, sir. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
I guess.